Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to the third episode of my 1 vs 4 Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I'm playing against 4 Emperor AI that are on a team against me, and I'm playing as the Shadow Elf Sorcerer, Malus Nightlord. In our last episode, we continued to improve our heroes by gaining more experience. We also were able to recruit a Necromancer hero, which I was very happy about. You can see him here, Varaxin the Executioner. And Varaxin is now at level 3, so he's gradually getting more powerful. Very happy to have a new Necromancer hero in my army. We also continued, like I said, to improve our existing heroes. So Malus himself is now at level 5, while our Theocrat hero Virix is now at level 6. And our stack here as well is gaining experience quite quickly. So all in all, things are going quite well. We also have 2 vassal cities here, the city of Yathlon, and then we also have a vassal in the form of the city here of Sakara. So we're doing quite well. Economics are looking pretty decent at this point in the game, and overall I'm quite happy with how this is going. We've also got units out and about doing some scouting, which you can see here with my various wisps that I have out doing that. And I think we might even have one. Right, and we had done some exploring here on the surface, and we found another shadow gate as well. So all in all, things are going quite well. Now, before I dive into this episode, I did just want to give a couple of shout-outs here to a few individuals who left some excellent comments on the last episode. The first of those is from My Brain Hurts, and Brain had actually suggested that Necromancer and Theocrat heroes pair very well together. And the reason for this is that if we take a peek here at some of the potential upgrades for my Necromancer hero, we have Inflict Despair here. What this does, attacks from this unit have a chance to inflict despair on their targets, causing them to suffer minus 200 morale and 20% spirit weakness for 3 turns. Now, the reason that this is useful for a Necromancer is that it actually can improve the odds of Ghoul Curse working. So Ghoul Curse is something that we get later on as we level up further, and that's a way to basically convert a unit into an undead ghoul that you can then use on your team. And Inflict Despair, because it increases the weakness to spirit damage, that actually improves the odds of that working. However, as the Theocrat has the Convert ability, which is also spirit-based, adding spirit weakness due to this Inflict Despair will actually improve the odds of the Theocrat hero being able to then convert a unit and keep it alive in that case to our side. So these 2 heroes actually go very well together and basically kind of reinforce each other when it comes to acquiring units in either the turning them into a ghoul way or the conversion way. So that's a great suggestion from Brain. I think that's absolutely brilliant. The next one comes from Casper Eklund, who left again another set of excellent comments as he always does. Casper had mentioned that since the Shadow Demons, who I think, if I remember right, here we have a few of them that are visible, so let's take a peek. If we look at these Shadow Demons, you can see here that they are of magical origin, and right in the description here you can see this unit is of magical origin and therefore is susceptible to the Banish and Arcane Binding spells. So Casper had pointed out that this would make them great targets for Arcane Binding, which would basically allow me to take control of these Shadow Demon units in battle for a few turns. Unfortunately, that spell isn't a way to actually acquire them permanently, but in the battle it could come in handy and really could help me turn the tide of battle. So a great point there from Casper. And then again, if I'm able to acquire any of them, I should be able to heal them using my, let's go back to our Sorcerer hero, to Malus himself. We have, I think I took it last time. Let's see if he has it. Here we go, Mend Magical Beings. So if we are able to acquire any Shadow Demons to our side, we'll actually be able to heal them using this. So just some things to keep in mind there about Shadow Demons. Something else that Casper mentioned is Glyphs of Warding. So we'll just take a peek here. So Glyphs of Warding, I had sort of looked at this spell and thought, oh, it's probably more important when I'm under attack from enemy leaders. However, Casper pointed out that I could actually use Glyphs of Warding to basically clear out any units that are in the domain of a city, and that includes units that are occupying structures, like, for example, this glass furnace, once the domain of my city encompasses it, if I hadn't had eliminated these units and I was to cast Glyphs of Warding on here, every turn the units in this stack would take damage, and it would actually eventually kill them off, such that I could move one little unit over to take this out. Now, of course, and Casper mentioned this, I would lose out on any experience I could gain from battling the units, but that is something that I could use to maybe weaken units if I don't have the strongest stack, and then move in and get the cleanup. And I think that's absolutely brilliant. And then, of course, it would also help if there's any roving units, like bandits or anything, that are trying to come into my cities. Scoundrels, I should say. So, again, an interesting way of thinking about how to use that spell for maximum benefit. I think that's just really, really good idea from Casper on that one, so thank you. Another comment here from Jade Knight, and Jade had actually mentioned that as I'm a Grey Guard and I'm trying to kind of maintain a balance of my alignment here, which we can see, right now I'm doing a pretty good job, I'm right around neutral. However, if I need to gain some evil points, a way to do that would be to do something like, and we'll see here, we have this High Elf city right here. So let's say I was to make this city a vassal of mine. That would gain me some good points. And we'll actually let me know when you're ready to talk. So that if I make them a vassal, that would give me some good points. But if I then turn around and need to make some evil points back, what I could do is actually vassal them and then go right in and invade them with a force and take them over. And that would get me some evil points and also still get me the city. And I think that's a kind of interesting approach and something I really wouldn't have thought much about doing. But again, that's a great way to basically gain some extra evil points. Now, I would hesitate to do this on Shadow Elf cities because I don't want to upset my Shadow Elf forces. However, with other races, I think that would be a decent plan. And on top of that, I could also, if I really need evil points, I could then migrate the city over as well. So anyway, thank you to everybody who left those excellent comments. I'm always blown away by just the insight and the ideas that come from those. So thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it. All right, let's get into this episode. So as I said, I kind of left off last time. We had done most of our movement, and this unit I was going to tell to hang out because we don't want to risk this cavalry being left alone. So we're going to end our turn there. So fortunately now we are going to have the ability here to summon our Phantasm Warrior. And I think I'm going to summon that warrior to this stack here to assist. I suppose the other option would be, and this is something that, based on that comment from My Brain Hurts, I could actually send my Theocrat hero up to join this stack and then actually summon the Phantasm Warrior in a stack here with Malus. And the benefit there might be that I can then heal this Phantasm Warrior using Malus himself. So that's that's an idea as well. And I notice here now we are under attack, so it's a good thing that we stayed near our cavalry, as we didn't want to let that unit basically get sniped by these roving units. I'm fairly certain that these units came through the Shadow Gate, but I don't know that for absolutely sure. So, now, okay, our cavalry's back here. So what we're going to do, we're going to move our cadavers up forward here, and I think we're going to drop a heal on them first of all. Now, our units are a little bit beat up, especially our cavalry here, our exterminator. So we're going to send our exterminator further back because we really don't want to lose that particular unit. So we have to remember that the Wisp has phase, so it's going to jump back at us, I'm sure. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send in my cadaver to tank the damage. I'm actually going to have my exterminator basically just run all the way back because I really don't want to risk the exterminator taking any big hits if it doesn't need to. And then I think what we'll do here, I think we're going to be okay to send Varaxin up a little bit, do a bit of damage to the Wisp. I'm hoping that this unit basically stays and fights my cadaver, but we'll see. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted to happen. So now we can attack the Wisp with our cavalry. They ended up getting hit with stunned here, but that's alright. Now what we can do is we can move in and do some damage to this Frost Elemental here. And we'll actually move up. Actually, I want to stay back. I don't want to get too close. That was another comment that was left, that in a situation where you have a multi-use attack like Black Bolts, it actually frequently makes more sense to move up if you have the chance to do 3 damage or 3 hits from further back and take that range penalty, or move up and do two shots but not have a range penalty. You actually end up doing more damage if you take that step forward and do the 2 hits versus the 3. The only caveat there is that you don't want to put yourself in any unnecessary risk. And I didn't want to move my hero up necessarily, so I'm going to hang back just a touch. Okay. So now I'm hoping that the unit will just keep attacking the cadavers. Perfect. And now that's going to actually give me a great opportunity to just do this. There we go. And then we can actually charge right in here and get the kill with our new cavalry unit, who we want to try and get lots of experience with because they can evolve into a knight, which would be very good for us. Okay. So that takes care of that little unit. Now we have to remember that that means the units may pop out of here unless they're coming from somewhere over here, but we'll find that out with our stack here. Okay, looks like we have a quest available. Okay, and this is from the city further north, so let's find out more about this. Okay, so they want us to raise a watchtower, and you can see the watchtower here just on the left of the screen, right there. So they want us to go and clear that out, raise the watchtower. I think I will... That would give us an arcane archer, which is pretty nice. I think I'll accept that. I do have 10 turns, so that gives me quite a bit of time to get up there. I'm going to accept that quest. Ooh, and those shadow demons want us dead, as you can see there. So I think we're going to stick to the mountains just to stay away. Oh, and here we go. We've got another spawning structure, another larvae pool. So lots of those for us to clear out. It would be nice to get rid of them, as they are going to be quite pesky for us. Now, here's the question. Can I get myself up there quickly? No. And I think it would probably be a good idea to actually do that with Virix. Would be to send her up to join this stack. Because quite frankly, I think this stack is pretty capable on its own. The only issue is that Virix is providing healing to this stack. So if they take lots of damage, they won't be able to heal. However, what I'm thinking is that if I summon this Phantasm Warrior into this stack, I can then heal it using my Mend Magical Being and use it to kind of tank damage. So I think we're going to do that. I think that's going to be the plan. We're going to head up we're going to head up to join. There we go. And now with this stack, in the meantime, we can continue doing a little bit of exploring. I think I'm pretty confident with this stack. I think I'm going to be able to take out a few things here. But before I do that, let's decide here how we want to approach this stack here. So we could move this way. That's going to unfortunately take a lot of our movement away. Or we could head over here and clear this out. I think just for completion's sake, I am going to move there. I'm going to summon my unit to assist. We'll engage this battle because we want to just keep leveling up here as much as we can. Alright, so we're fighting some Shadow Elves here. Nothing too scary, although we have to watch out for the Arcane Archer, especially if we're going to send our Phantasm Warrior up front. Our resistance is relatively low, and we don't want to take any unnecessary punishment if we can avoid it. So I think we'll summon our little lightning sprite there to assist us. Once again, we're going to move everybody up just a touch. Alright, so our lightning sprite here is going to go engage the archers. That much is for sure. Now, of course, one of these units could come over and finish them off, but I'm hoping that if I send my Phantasm Warrior in like that, and I also have my Storm Priest there to kind of reinforce them just a touch. I suppose I maybe should have also used Bestow Static Shield. That might have been a good plan. Because Phantasm Warriors don't have anything like that to start with. They have Inflict Shocking, but they don't have a Static Shield. You know what I could do is... Yeah, okay. I'm gonna keep them back because I don't want to risk them. Maybe I'll bring in my exterminators like this. Unfortunately, if I do this, it means that I am going to probably take an attack here. But they're pretty strong, so I think they can handle it. We'll throw a static shield there like this. And we'll keep our other units kind of in reserve here. Now, I'm fully expecting the touch to come in and attack my priests. Yeah, okay, and they went for the sprint there. I figured at gold medal, these units are a little bit stronger, so not a big deal. And I think what we'll do is we'll move in behind, turn them around, take a step back, and then obliterate them. Just like that. Perfect. And thankfully, our little lightning sprites have done their job up there and have really absorbed a lot of punishment for our other units. So I would like to finish off the archers. So I think what we'll do is we'll move in like that, get the kill, no problem. And then what we'll do is we'll actually turn these Night Guard around, and then we can turn them around one more time. And unfortunately, we are not quite close enough to get in there. However, I imagine they'll attack the lightning sprite once again. Okay, they did. Perfect. And that's going to give us a nice opportunity here to actually, first of all, we can drop a heal on our Phantasm Warrior like that, which is great. We can move in. And actually, I would like to get the experience with my exterminators here, I think. You know what? Let's just get the kill for ease there. Perfect. We'll just get the ranged kill rather than risk any pike damage. Alright, so pretty good there. Now, unfortunately, like I said, that did take up a lot of our movement, so we aren't quite able to get over there. But that will do just fine, as we can attack this next turn. We have to watch out here, as there's fire damage on this stack, so we want to watch out for that. Alright, now, let's see. I think we'll be able to do this battle without too much trouble. And you know what? I'm actually going to move my entire stack here because we can have our living units drink from the well and be healed for a bunch of their health, which will be actually quite good for us, especially for our exterminator here that's in really rough shape. So the biggest thing we got to watch out for is the Dire Bear, because obviously that Dire Bear can dish out quite a bit of punishment. Alright, so they're moving up on us, which is a little bit scary. Oh, geez. Unfortunately, my cadavers are over here. I would have liked them to actually be able to engage the bear. But we'll do that. Our cadavers have tied up this unit, so the warg is probably now not really of any concern to me. So in the meantime here, why don't we kind of turtle up in the back? I think what we'll do, we'll bring our pikemen back like this, and our cavalry kind of in here. And then we'll bring our hero back like this. And let's see, do we have any nice spells? You know what? A Stiffen Limb would be good here. We'll do that. So that's going to reduce the movement of this bear, which is going to help us. Alright, so now let's see what happens. Okay, our cadavers did their job extremely well, as you can see. Now our hero took some damage, which isn't good. So first we want to come in and do a nice flank attack there. And then I think we'll actually come in and get the kill with our exterminator. So now we got to watch out, because this Dire Bear is going to be not in a good mood, as you can see there. And our cadaver is probably going to die from the warg. I could risk sending my hero in to drop a heal, but quite frankly, I think that would put my hero in a very vulnerable position. And I just don't think it's worth it, to be perfectly honest. So I think we'll do this. And we'll move up like this, just to guard the hero a little bit. Yeah, that should be fine. And again, I'm fully expecting the cadaver to drop dead. I'm hoping the Dire Bear attacks, but it's probably going to be the warg. Oh, and we lost our pikemen. It's a shame, but we can at least keep their experience around by doing this. So now we have a silver metal cadaver, which is quite useful for us. And then we can also revive that cadaver, hopefully, here next turn. Alright, so why don't we send our cavalry... Ooh, geez, you know, this is a tricky battle. Maybe got a little overzealous on this one. Again, I'm hoping that the bear is just going to attack here our cadavers. Ideally, I would like to be able to just go in and take out this warg. However, I think we're just gonna go in defense mode and hope that the bear doesn't come over and kill off our exterminators. If that happens, that would be a real shame. Yeah, they might be able to survive it, but then, of course, the warg would just come in and finish the job. Alright, let's see what they do here. I mean, if I lose some units, it's not the end of the world. It would just be a shame. Alright, so now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to revive both sets of cadavers. So now we really got to make sure that we kill off this bear, because if this bear is still alive, it's going to pose a real problem for us. So, we're going to do that. And now we're going to do this. And I think, yeah, we have one attack. We can kill off the bear, then we can kill off the warg. Okay, perfect. So unfortunately, we did lose our one cadaver. Not the end of the world. And it is kind of a shame that we lost our pikemen. However, we now have a gold medal cadaver, which is excellent for us. That's something that now we can just keep throwing in. We're going to drink from the well here. So now all our living units got a lot of health back, which is good for them. We can keep on moving this way. And again, we're going to be sending our Theocrat up here to join, which is going to be good for them. For the stack and for our Theocrat as well. So I think we actually will grab Inflict Despair now. And that's going to help us out quite a bit, I think. Okay. So things are looking pretty good, actually. I mean, it's a shame we lost that one unit, but not the end of the world. Sometimes you do have to make some sacrifices. Alright, so we grab some gold, and we're going to keep exploring here. Okay, so we've got a number of different structures up here. Nothing too crazy, but we'll grab another Phantasm Warrior. We've got an alliance proposal up top. We would be honored to be a vassal in your great empire for 339 gold. So that's going to give us some alignment, but it's also going to improve our... We're going to have something up top. So I think I'll do that. We're going to do it. And we're still pretty neutral. We can maybe do a few more battles and win some negative alignment that way. So that's quite nice. We now have more income coming in from this city up top, which is going to be helpful for us. I'm quite happy with that, actually. All right, so, and that's going to do it for all of our scouts. So that's our turn right there. So we're going to end our turn. Now, I got to watch out. I don't want to leave this Theocrat hero all by her lonesome, because that could be a recipe for disaster. However, I suspect I'll be okay, as I already took out the one roaming unit. Not to mention she's in the mountains, which provides a little bit of protection, as there's a movement buffer right in front of her, at least. So let's see. Once again, my overall plan here, got to remember to do this quest eventually, of course, but my plan is to just really solidify my grip on this area, get my heroes nice and leveled up, and start kind of building up my ability to summon some stronger units, and then work my way out from there. Okay, and here comes some Shadow Demons. Alright, looks like we're going to have to do some fighting on this frontier too, so got to watch out for that Shadow Demon Bombard with its ranged attack. And it does do some spirit damage, so our little cadaver here might be at risk. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move around here. And now the important thing to remember is that since this cadaver now has a gold medal, it actually, you can see there under Elite, it has Resurgence. Meaning that if I win the battle, even if this unit dies and I don't revive it, if I win the battle, it will come back on my side. Or it will come back after the battle and I'll get to still have it to help me out. Which is a really good thing. So, we're going to spread our units out like that. And then we're going to wait and see what they do. Alright, there we go. Taking that damage. Thankfully we have that projectile resistance, which is giving us a big advantage there. So we'll move up. We're not quite in range. We'll hide behind this rock. There we go. And then I think what we'll do is we'll move up, kind of get in range like this. We're going to wait and see what they do here. Okay, taking a little bit of damage, nothing too crazy. Perfect, okay. So now our cadavers can do some work here. I think we'll be able to get the kill. No problem there. Excellent. And now we can... Can we ride in and... Yeah, we can ride in and get a nice flank attack here. Oh, and we just got the kill. Perfect. I was going to turn the demon around and then hit it with the ranged attacks from Vraxen to get the kill, but not even necessary. Alright, so free little bit of experience for us there. Not going to complain about that. Oh, and we found another unit here. Let me know when you're ready to talk, so that's up here. Or excuse me, another city, I should say. These Shadow Demons really want my scout dead. So I think what we'll do is we'll just keep moving through the mountains as kind of protection. And while we're up here, let's just figure out what we're doing with this scout. I see a road up here, so I think we'll maybe head to that. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Okay, we can follow that and see. Probably connects over here, which is kind of good. So we'll have a nice idea of what's going on up here. And I notice here that we finished our arcane studies. So now if we, in our city here, we also have produced our Masters Guild, which is actually quite appropriate because I think the next thing I'm going to produce is and we can actually make a glass armory here, which is kind of nice. That's as a result of this glass furnace. But to finish my other thought, I would like to get a laboratory going, and that's going to give us additional, from arcane study there, which we just finished, you can see we're going to be getting extra knowledge income, so we're going to do that. I'm quite excited to start having extra knowledge coming in. Alright, so now let's see, can our Theocrat move up with our stack? Yes, she can. Unfortunately, she didn't have quite enough movement to get all the way here. However, let's see what kind of battle is this going to be. So we've got an Obsidian Wyvern. It's going to be at an Earth node. A bunch of kobolds. I think we can handle that without our Theocrat there to assist us. So I think what we'll do is we'll engage the battle. And then we have to keep in mind that this is going to pull all flying units down. So that means that this Obsidian Wyvern won't get full benefit of its ability to fly, which is kind of nice for us. So once again, we're going to use our Cadaver here as our sacrificial lamb up front. And then our other units here, oops, I was going to send them about like this. And we'll just hang out there and wait to see here if they come at us. Okay, perfect, so they are going to move in. You can see there that Wyvern isn't able to fly due to this double gravity effect. Alright, so let's move up and we can hit somebody with some damage. We'll light up the Kobold here. There we go. Inflict some despair, always a good thing. Our cavalry we could start attacking, but I'm actually going to hold back. I'm going to let them swarm around my Cadaver as much as possible, I think. There we go. I could have... Now, it's always interesting. Sometimes you want to take advantage of a nice charge where you charge in with your cavalry, but other times you might want to sit back, throw yourself in defense mode, and really try and just kind of absorb the damage as best as you can. And that was my plan there. I didn't want to kind of overextend and take any unnecessary damage, so we'll go like this and get the flank kill there. Unfortunately, we're kind of open for a flank there as well, but... Now, let's see. Yeah, there we go. That's kind of what I was expecting them to do. Oh, and our Cadaver is in very rough shape, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to go drop a heal. There we go. And then we can actually get the finish here with one of our cavalry. And since the Exterminator has lifesteal, I'm going to grab the kill there just to get a little bit of extra healing back. That was an excellent battle. No real worries. And you know what? We might as well clear out this as well since we're in the area. And then we can still group up and maybe we can take this out afterwards. So we can engage this battle here. Get rid of these units. So we just got to watch out for the phase ability, as that's going to jump right in on us. And we also have to remember we've got recharging mana currents, which are going to pose a slight pain for us. Nothing too crazy, but they are a bit of an annoyance. And I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to heal up my Cadavers. Nice, get a level up, always good. And then we will basically just load up our cavalry like that. Now I'm imagining they're going to jump in and attack my hero. Yep, there's one, and there's two. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I was expecting. Okay, we'll do some damage there and get the kill, no worries. And then we can actually move around like this, do a flanking hit, and get the finish. And now I don't think, yeah, now this unit doesn't have the distance to be able to get in on us, which is good. So we'll let the unit come in at us. Oh, okay, and it's going to sit back. Alright, well, if that's the case, then I suppose I could move in with my Cadaver. Now, if I move in one more, I am in range, so I think we're going to just keep our units back and let our Cadaver soak up the damage. So once again here, let's move on in like this and see if the unit's going to come at me. There we go. That's exactly what we wanted. So now we can blast the Phantasm Warrior with some extra damage. And then we can also move our cavalry in like this. Get the flanking kill and a nice level up for our human cavalry. Which is excellent because, again, when these units hit gold medal, they will evolve into a human knight, which is a very powerful tier 3 unit. Quite looking forward to that. Okay, now we could continue to progress up here. However, I think I want to wait for my hero, my Theocrat hero, and I don't want to abandon the Theocrat. So we will move down like this and just chill out right there. And now for this stack, we get to do some moving around. So we will move in here. It looks like we've got another structure over there to go clear out as well. So why don't we attack this particular structure, keeping in mind that we've got some very nasty fire damage coming at us potentially, as well as great immolation is going to be affecting us. So this is actually going to be a more challenging battle than it might otherwise appear, just due to the fact that we are a little bit more susceptible to that fire damage, and we've got multiple instances of it coming at us there, which is not necessarily a good thing for us. Alright, so I think we'll throw our Phantasm Warrior up front. And we don't want Malus in too much risk, so we'll keep Malus kind of somewhat safe there. And I think we will kind of set up our cavalry ready to go. There's our pikemen. Alright, so let's see what happens. I'm expecting our warriors are going to take quite a bit of punishment. Okay, they're going after my support units, as they always seem to. So we really got to bail out these priests, as we don't want them to die. Alright, so our Phantasm Warriors are going to wail on this Wyvern and get the kill, which is fantastic for us. Very, very good. We're actually going to throw a sprint on here, move around behind, throw on Shadow Shift, which is going to give us frost weapons, and then do a boatload of damage there, which is very good for us. We're going to move off, light up the wolves there, the Hellhounds, I should say, and get the kill. And now we can do some big damage like this, turn these units around, come in, and hopefully get the kill. Yes, no problem at all there. Excellent. Unfortunately, our priests took a little bit of damage here, but nothing too crazy. And they actually did level up here at some point, and they're now a champion level 1. So these are becoming very quickly my strong unit, which is good. Alright, so that takes care of that battle. Now, the only issue is that my healing ability in this battle, in this stack is now kind of reduced since I don't have the Theocrat around. Okay, now here's the question. Do I want to find out what's in this thing? So let's just send one unit over. Ugh. We got a Frostling Succubus, Frostling Royal Guard, and then some miscellaneous here, some Frostling Irregular Ice Scraper units. You know what? I don't think it's worth the risk, especially since now I don't have my Theocrat hero with me. And this is another one that probably isn't quite worth the risk here if I'm looking. These are some pretty dangerous units here. Air Elemental, the Fire Elemental in particular, which explodes when it dies. Another Elemental, and then here a Frost Elemental. That is quite a challenging battle for us. I think it might be worth maybe just ignoring that for now. Continuing to move on. Castle of the Lich King. Once again, well above our pay grade at this point in the game. So I think what I'm going to do with this stack here, I'm going to do a little bit more clearing around here, and then I'm going to actually start moving up north, moving around this way, and head over to basically deal with this quest, because we've only got, I think, about 9 turns left here. Let's take a peek. We'll just take a quick peek at the... So we've got 9 turns left, so it is going to take a little bit of time to get up there, so I don't want to dilly-dally too much. I suppose the other option is I send this stack up north and keep this stack around here where the tombs are until my Necromancer is strong enough, which would also be a good thing. So we're going to grab Control Undead. There we go. So now we have the ability to potentially convert some undead. And our turn is pretty close to over here, so let's see what we can research next. All right, so we've got a number of choices here. Sphere of Protection is pretty good. You can give a unit 80% physical protection for 2 turns. That's quite powerful. However, I do think I want to maybe continue working on getting some additional units, and it would also be nice to gain some more casting points. So I think I'm going to work on Summon Fantastic Creature next. We're just going to keep going down that path as much as we can. And that's going to do it for our turn. We've done all our exploring. Everything's pretty much taken care of here. So we'll end our turn. If I can keep summoning units, eventually I would like to have another stack here for my Theocrat to eventually lead on her own. However, I am very glad that she can join up with my Necromancer, and the two of them can kind of do some work together. And then for Malus here, the real challenge is just these units, if they take too much damage, then they become a bit of a liability. So I need to keep my Phantasm Warrior kind of as the main upfront unit. I suppose another option would be, because this stack's only going to have 5 units, I could break off maybe one of my units that... Oh, okay, and it looks like we're probably going to lose our Scout here, so I'll just do an auto combat. Yeah, so unfortunately we did lose our Scout. However, that Scout did quite a lot of work, so I'm quite happy with that. Here we go, all these Shadow Demons want my Scout dead. So I think we'll have to move up north there, maybe to some more mountains for more protection. Yeah, these Shadow Demons are just everywhere in here. Alright, so we now have a laboratory on our throne, which is fantastic. We've had this outpost is actually ready to join our empire, and I think, you know what, let's see. We're doing alright for alignment, so this will only give us 25 extra. You know what, if we do it, I think that would be quite nice. The only thing is we have to then keep in mind that it's going to be vulnerable to attack. So I think it's time for you to join my empire. Yes. So this is now our city, which is great for us. So now what do we want to do here? We've only got 20 production, which is not very good. It might be nice to actually get a builder's hall going, such that then if we need to produce anything, we're able to actually do that at a reasonable speed rather than it taking a million years. So I think what I'll do here is I'm actually going to maybe send my Wisp up to this city. And the reason I'm going to do that is because this city is far closer to where the Shadow Demons are roaming around. So that's the plan there. And I think I'm going to summon... I have to think about where I want to summon this Phantasm Warrior. Now what if we send this guy up north here? Can he join? Now he can... This unit could join the stack. The only problem then is he won't be able to participate in any battles just yet. Alright, so let's group this stack up here and get them going into some battling. So we'll do that. We'll do this. There we go. Okay, so they're ready to go. Again, I think this is probably a little bit too dangerous for us at this point. We could probably manage it realistically. Like, let's just take a peek at some of the resistances. So our Frost Elemental here is weak to fire, fully protected against frost. Also has 40% physical weakness, which is kind of nice for physical damage. Our Air Elementals are a bit of a problem as they're very shock resistant, which is going to hurt us. That's a real problem for us. So these Air Elementals are actually the thing I'd be probably the most afraid of. And then obviously I'm quite afraid of the Fire Elemental, which has explosive death, fire bolts, all of these things very dangerous for us with our very high fire weakness. So yeah, I'm just not going to risk it at this point. I just don't think it's worth it. So I think what I'll do here, let's see, which one of these units do I think would be most beneficial for this stack? So we've already got 2 cavalry. Quite frankly, I think it would be better to have a non-cavalry unit in that stack. So I think I might want to send the Night Guard up, honestly. I want to keep the priest here in this stack. But the other option is to send the Touched. The only issue is that the Touched is going to evolve, and we don't know what it'll turn into. It could become any of these things. So it could become a Storm Priest, a Night Guard, an Arcane Archer, or an Infused. I believe the Infused is a Tier 2 melee unit. And the Storm Priest, we know what that is. The Night Guard is the Pikeman. And the Archer, we obviously know what that is as well. So that's a bit more of a gamble. Sometimes rebalancing these stacks is a real challenge. I think I'm going to send the pikemen up there. So we'll do that. And in the meantime, this unit can kind of start maybe moving up this way. Yeah, we've got a structure over here we can try exploring. Yeah, so let's summon another Phantasm Warrior there to aid us. And I think we'll summon a Wisp. And we're going to do that to augment some of our new city here, I think. And also to eventually we can put one in our throne as well. I suppose we could also just produce a touched here just as a city guard. But I can kind of see what's coming at me in this city, so I'm not as concerned about that. I think we'll continue focusing on our production here. So, our structures, I should say. So we've got 98 production income coming in. It's a shame this isn't at 100 because that keeps these from being a single turn, which is a real shame. I think we'll do an observatory there because we want to take full advantage of Arcane Study, so that's just going to give us even more research income. So we'll do the observatory. All right, so this little scout here, I think we're going to have to send up into the mountains here for more protection. Some gold over there we can try to grab. All right, so now let's engage this battle here. Now that we've got our stack a little bit more kind of composed the way we want. This is going to be my stack here that I can use pretty safely. We've now got healing for my undead units and healing for my living units with a Theocrat involved here. And we can do a lot of damage, which is good. So, now, hang on. Can we hit this Wisp? So we can do 9 damage total, which is pretty decent. And then I think if we move in our... Let's see, if we do this, what kind of damage do we do? Well, we only do 6. So 9 plus 6, we're going to be 1 short. We're not going to be able to do enough to get the kill, unfortunately. So the question becomes, now, how should I approach this? Because if we let them, if we don't do anything, the Wisps are going to teleport in behind and jump us. I could also send the cavalry in to get the kill, but then the cavalry is exposed to attack from the Phantasm Warrior as well as the other Wisp. So I think what I would like to do, I'll move the Cadaver in. The Cadaver is going to most likely get the brunt of the attack from the Phantasm Warrior, which should be good for us. I think what I'll do is I'll send Sphyrix down here, and we can drop a heal on our cavalry, which is probably the best plan there. And then in the meantime, we will also move our heroes down like this. And we're going to just kind of turtle up and be ready for the Wisp to teleport in at us. Yeah, there we go. Okay, no problem at all. Meanwhile, our cadavers can just sit there and tank that without any real issue. Ooh, and we actually unfortunately got hit there. That's not good. Okay, we got the kill there. No worries. So now we can get that kill. And man, we're just getting stunned left, right, and center, as you can see. Not a problem, though, as we can just assist our cadavers here with some extra damage. And our cadavers leveled up there. Good for them. They did some solid work in that battle. And now that was excellent. We found a ton of extra knowledge there. And that actually shortened this to just a single turn for our Summon Fantastic Creature research, which I think is going to be very beneficial for us. So now the question is, what do I do here? Because we've got some units, or we've got some structures still to clear out. And I guess we'll back up because I want to keep my unit healed up. So we'll have to decide if we want to go north or if we want to continue to go to the west here. I think I'm probably going to send this stack kind of around in a circle around this city and then bring them back around once they've done that to clear this out. So I think with this unit, I'm actually going to start sending them north because I want to eventually go grab that quest. Because right now, if I were to send this unit up north, let's see how many turns it would take. Can I even get there in time is the question. So that watchtower is here. So right now, that would take me 6 turns. So yeah, I think we're going to have to send Malus north. And in the meantime, we can send these two kind of around the city. And then once Vraxen is at level 7, I can go raid these tombs a little bit. I think that's going to be the game plan. All right, okay. So we're going to end our turn there. And we're summoning a Wisp just to have a unit more quickly, because we wanted to basically just have one ready to go. I am a little scared about having this city basically undefended here, as I know there are shadow demons roaming around. It would be very easy for one of them to just come in and grab the city, as I don't have anything there currently. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to summon this wisp here, and then I might even send this one back to my throne. And the whole game plan is if my cities get attacked while they're guarded by just the wisp, I might be able to use my little strategy of letting the battle go 5 turns before I do anything, or before anything happens, and then the battle ends and the defenders lose. Or excuse me, the attackers lose. So there we go, we got the wisp there. I am going to keep a wisp on my throne just for protection. There we go. Alright, so we've got another join offer from over here. And now in this case we actually have more units around to defend. So we can accept this if we want to, and I'm going to think about that. Oh, sorry there, I just had to blow my nose quick. Okay, so we finished our research of Summon Fantastic Creature. And so now we can work on Summon Node Serpent if we really want to, which is a pretty incredible ability. We would get some tier 3 Node Serpents, which are very, very powerful units. They have phase and they have sprint. They do a lot of shock damage, which is very good for us as Shadow Elves, as well as being a sorcerer. Before I do that, though, I'm going to do sorcery to get a little bit more casting points, I think, because I kind of need that at this point. So, okay, and our little scout is just getting mobbed, as you can see, so I think we're going to have to kind of retreat into the mountains yet again. Like that. There we go. Alright, and now with this stack, I have another unit to join in, but first I have to decide where do I want to send them. Oh, and I realize I never did this battle last turn, and I probably should have. Alright, well, we can engage the battle now. I guess it gave my units a chance to heal a little bit. So we'll engage the battle. And this one is going to be quite the challenge, because we've got this static electricity that's affecting us. And we've got units that can dish out quite a lot of punishment, especially for our units that maybe don't have quite the same amount of resistance to elemental damage. So let's throw a static shield on our Phantasm Warrior, and we'll kind of send both our Phantasm Warriors in like this. Keep our Exterminator kind of in there as a bit of a backup here. Alright, and let's see what happens. I'm expecting we're just going to take some massive... Yeah, there we go. Firebomb attacks there. Nothing too crazy, but still not a whole lot of fun. Fortunately, our Phantasm Warriors are quite resistant to a lot of the shock damage that these units could do. From the baby shock serpents, I should say. So, let's see. Or actually, are they? Let me double check that. Yeah, they do have some shock protection here. Even with the weakness, they still have a little bit of protection from it. So I think what we'll do is we'll just jump in there in defense mode, and we'll move up 1 here, and we'll help out on this side with some extra damage. In fact, we could actually... Can we get the kill here? We'd have a pretty good shot at just getting the kill, so let's do that. Oh, and we didn't. Yikes, that's actually really unfortunate. And now that that unit is stunned... Geez, that's actually quite the shame. Yeah, this unit's going to be in a lot of trouble now, unfortunately. Now the question is, do I want to risk it by moving this unit up to attack there, but also worrying about damage there? So I think I'll just summon a Lightning Sprite, honestly. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that was a bit of a mistake on my part. I probably shouldn't have sent in that Exterminator. Yeah, because now they're going to take the flank damage. Yeah, a little bit more. Oof. Man, they took some big damage. Fortunately, they're still alive. Thank goodness. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to move in like this. And we're going to actually get the kill with our Lightning Sprite, because We want to make sure we have enough to finish off these 2 units. There we go. Now, can we attack the... Yeah, we can get the kill on the baby shock serpent here, no problem. There we go. Okay. And now we can engage the apprentice unit there. Okay, and we got the kill. Oof, thank goodness. That could have gone real ugly there with our exterminator getting attacked like that. And we got a lot of knowledge there, which is fantastic. And we actually finished getting additional casting points, which is even better. And now I think with this stack, we are going to basically just head north. I think is going to be the plan. All right, there we go. And then, yeah, we're going to just start heading up this way. Actually, you know what? It might even be faster to go this way now that I think about it, because we've already cleared out that structure. You know, and we never did check what was through there. All right, yeah, let's go this way. So we'll head up like this. There we go. So, not the most efficient use of my movement in this episode so far, but we're doing okay. It's not horrendous or anything. We are kind of backtracking a fair bit more than I would like to, though. All right, now with this stack, I want to figure out kind of what do I want to do. Okay, and we've got a larvae pool here, which is in serious need of cleansing. I do not want these units roaming around near my cities. So let's take this out. Actually, I'm going to send a hero in just in case there's any treasure. So we want to take these out for sure. It is never fun having these roaming units around your base. So what we're going to do is we're going to send our cadaver in again to kind of tank some damage. And we'll send our exterminator in. Have our cavalry kind of in the midst as well. And then we'll move our heroes up basically like that. Alright, nothing too crazy there. A little bit of poison spit. Nothing we can't handle. So our cadaver is probably going to get obliterated by that attack. However, kind of needs to happen. So we'll just light them up a little bit. I want to keep my heroes back. I don't want them getting too involved just yet. So I want this unit to use up its attacks on my cadaver. There we go. Now I can move in and flank it real nice. So we'll do this. Nice big flank. And we can actually come in and get the kill here with our Theocrat. And in the meantime here, we can also move in and attack the Shadow Demon Larva and get the kill there. No problem at all. Okay, fantastic. We did get a rusty disc of defense, which is just going to give us a shield, basically. And I will take that, and I will give it to the Necromancer. A little extra defense never hurt anybody. Plus getting the shield, so you get that +2 defense bonus against non-flanking attacks. Always a good thing. And I notice here we've got a Raven's Keep. Again, probably a little bit above our pay grade at this point, to be perfectly honest. And I think we'll just move back and we'll flush out the backside of this city and see what else is over there. And like I said, once I have Varaxin at level 7, we can come back and raid these tombs and try to make some new friends, which is going to be really good for us. So now let's look at what else we can research. So we could do Dispel. That's always a nice thing to have. It would only take us 1 turn, as we've got the knowledge we already have giving us half of the research already done there, shortening it up. Could get basic Seafaring, although frankly I don't think we need that at this point. And then again, we could just start working on this, although that would put some of this kind of to waste, some of the 16 that we already have here, but I mean, not the end of the world. Scales of Fortune. We're not really producing units in cities yet, so I don't think I'm going to do this. It does affect units that are summoned within a city's borders. However, at this point I'm summoning units out kind of on the frontier, so... You know, that being said, yeah, I think we are going to do this one, and the reason being is that, you know, as my heroes are moving, we'll just minimize this for a sec, as my heroes are moving back up through these cities, like for example here, Malus is going to be moving up through this city's domain, I think it's actually going to be beneficial to have the ability to summon, for example, these fantastic creatures in the border of that city, and we'll do this, and that will increase this. So if you summon them there, they get 100% greater chance to deal critical damage, basically, and they also are dedicated to neutral. So we will do that. And we are currently still doing very well in terms of our neutrality, which is good. And yeah, that's going to about cover it. This unit could move back, but we want to keep moving this way, I think. Fortunately, we got this forest here, which is going to complicate things a little bit. Alright, so that's going to do it for our turn, but we are going to start summoning a fantastic creature. Because why not? It's really nice having those extra casting points. Very, very good. And our throne city is growing actually quite well. Be nice to get this gemstone mine in our domain in the next couple of turns here. Let's see, we are 16 turns away from growing. So it might be nice to actually get this storehouse pretty soon. I think that would be a good thing. Alternatively, well, we actually will have this observatory, I should say. That'll increase our domain. We'll get that next turn, so no worries there. Alright, so now the question is, do I want to maybe take a quick peek through this shadow gate and see what's up there? We already know that, we've already gone through it and we know that this is here, but I'm pretty certain that there were some units that came through there from up above. I don't think this structure actually spawns units. I'm fairly confident that it doesn't. Although maybe it does, and maybe that's where those units came from. I'm not actually all that certain about that. But my guess was that the elemental unit that attacked came from this shadow gate. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to keep progressing on the road here. Alright, so our throne has now finished the observatory, and we now have this extra gemstone mine, which is fantastic. We've got pretty solid income, actually, and we've actually got quite a lot of knowledge coming in just from having the upgrades in the one city there, so very, very good for us. Okay, now the question is, do we want some more mana, maybe? That would probably be a good thing for us here. I think that's what we'll do, is we'll do a shrine next, just so that because we are casting quite a few spells. Oh my, look at all these units here that are just popping up. I could go grab this gold, but then my wisp is probably going to die, so I think I'm actually just going to head up this way. We can go through this shadow gate, actually, now that we're up here. Oh, and here we go. We've encountered some frostling units. We are very far north here, as you can see. And let's go scout out some water. Maybe we can find some treasure chests or something in the water up there. Okay, and we have a quest here for this city. Let's find out more about it. This is actually a great opportunity to gain another unit. So we will accept that quest, as we are basically right in the area anyway. So we can move in and take that out. No problem. So why don't we do that? Move in like this. And there, that gives us an opportunity to also kind of unify our stack there. So we can do that. Relatively quiet turn here, as we didn't really have any battling going on. So we've moved all of our units. Let's just double check that. So we'll just jump around and make sure everybody's done what they need to do. I think we're in good shape here. So we'll end our turn there. So again, it's mostly going to just be a matter of getting these two heroes both to level 7. Fortunately, Virix here is very close. She's got 336 out of 350 to get to the next level. Unfortunately, Vraxen is still a little ways off, so he's going to need some more experience to level up. But once he hits level 7, then we can start raiding these tombs to try to get some very powerful undead units that will be of assistance for me. And even if they are dedicated to evil, I think just having them, even if their morale is kind of low, I think that's still going to be good for us. So That being said, we could still get something like a Reanimator, or we could get a Bone Collector, which don't have the dedicated to evil element to them. All right, so we'll do this battle. Good opportunity here to get a little bit more experience. Also finish this quest. So we're going to back up here, and we're going to do this just to get the experience from using that. And we'll move back up with our cadaver. Everybody else back here, our cavalry can get Touch of Faith. Let's just see how much that gives us. So we got 336, 342. That was pretty nice, actually. Nice little bump there. And we'll move in like that. So now I'm expecting, yeah, the wisps are just going to come in right at us like that. And now I can also throw out a Bestow Iron Heart for some extra experience as well. So we'll throw it on the Exterminators, and let's see what that did. So now, yeah, now we're very close to a level up, which is great. So I'm expecting that our cadavers will be bypassed and they'll just phase in at us. Probably go for Vraxen over here. Oh no, okay, went for my cavalry. It's kind of an odd choice there, but now we can get a level up probably. There we go. Excellent. Excellent there. And some more experience for our Necromancer. So now we have our Theocrat at level 7, which is exactly what we wanted. So we'll just let the turn finish and then we can start doing that. And we also completed our quest, meaning that we can get another unit for our purposes here. And I'm actually glad I didn't absorb this city. I'd thought about doing it, but I wanted to wait a little bit. And now I can take the reward. And I actually have a unit to guard the city. So now I can actually have them join, and I have a unit ready to guard the city, which is perfect. And so let's do our level up here. So convert is going to be what we want here. Attempts to take control of an enemy unit. Great. And then you know what? We can also grab healing. We could also do Holy Champions as well. Pretty nice upgrade. But I think just having that extra healing would be good for us. We'll grab Holy Champions on the next opportunity. So now we have 2 healing abilities for this stack, which is just absolutely fantastic. And now we can go in and illustrate kind of what I was talking about earlier. So you can see here, Convert is actually a spirit resistance check. So you can see the little spirit symbol inside of the resistance symbol. And that, again, is why that with Inflict Despair, if we just... Here we go. Inflict Despair, in giving it that spirit weakness, if it's effective and successful, that's actually going to help us out not only with our eventual ghoul cursing, it's also going to help us out now with our convert. So very, very nice. Very happy about that. And I think, yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take control of this city now. I think it's time for you to join my empire. We'll move our new archer over to guard the city. And we're actually going to head over here, and we can do this battle now. So now the question is, what the heck do we do in this city? So once again, we have very low production. It would be really nice to get that production increased. So I think I'm going to go with a Builder's Hall just to get that going. Again, in case I want to start producing anything else there. So let's do this battle. And here, okay, we've got a spawning structure over there, which needs to be cleared out. That much is for certain. So let's take Virix here, and we will do this battle. We have to watch out as we've got, once again here, we've got this unit that has a lot of spirit damage. Fortunately, we have a unit in Virix here who is able to impart 100% spirit protection, which is very good for us. Now the question is, okay, we're going to send our cadaver up like that. I think what we'll do, I'm actually going to try and convert these mariners, I think. I don't think they have anything that's going to make them resistant to that. Oh, no, they do. They have mind control immunity. Okay, so I won't be able to do that to them. Unfortunate, because I was looking forward to maybe grabbing a new unit. But I think what we'll do here is we will buff our exterminators with Bestow Iron Heart, which now makes them 100% spirit resistant, which is good. And I'm going to put them up front like this. I'm going to bring my human cavalry in the back to kind of have as a reserve unit. Same goes for our Night Guard here, kind of hanging out on the side like this. Vraxen himself, who we do want to get additional experience, can sit like this. What I'm hoping is that they're going to have to deal with these units up front first. There we go. Undead can tank the damage, no problem. No worries at all there. So now Vraxen can move in. There we go. And yeah, see, unfortunately, not able to be affected by Convert due to that. There we go. And now we can charge in at this Spirit Elemental, do some big work on him. I'm actually going to devour the corpse and get some health back there just because I can. And now, you know what? I'm going to go around behind and do a nice flanking charge there. And then I'm actually going to leave my other units back because I don't want to have them get involved there. I'm just going to let the... Oh, okay. Well, going after my undead some more, that's just fine. I can actually get some more experience here by just doing this. There we go. That got us a little bit more. And I can grab some more experience this way by putting Touch of Faith on there. And now I'm actually going to do this and get a charge going. Boom. Then I'll go in and get the kill. Perfect. Okay. So that battle's dealt with. Perfect. And yeah, I think we're going to just make a beeline over here to clear this out because we really don't want any of these spawning structures giving us any grief. And we've also got some production resources which we can take advantage of while we're over here as well, which is good for us. And we'll also continue to move Malus up north here. There we go. It's a shame that Malus ended up being kind of out of action for a few turns, but I think this is ultimately going to be beneficial as we just have a bit more time to heal up and just keep moving up north. The only issue here is that, again, this quest is ticking away. Let's take a peek at how long we've got. So we've got 5 more turns. Now we're quite a bit closer, so let's see how long would it take us to get there now. Okay, only 3 turns, so I think we'll be just fine. Should be able to get there in time to finish the quest. Alright, now let's take a peek at what kind of research we want to do. So now we've got Lightning Storm here. This is a strategic spell. Collides arcane currents in the sky to form thunderstorms that wreak havoc on the world below. Deal 5 physical and 10 shock damage to target enemy army, or kills 1,500 population in a target city. When cast on a city, city happiness, not dead cities, is minus 100 for 10 turns, and city race happiness is minus 50, assuming these aren't dead cities, of course. For you lose race happiness. So, interesting spell there. I think I am very tempted to start summoning or working on Summon Node Serpent. However, I'm going to grab Dispel, and I'm going to do that because this is a very nice one to have kind of, in your back pocket in case something gets cast on one of your units that ends up being a real issue for you. Now we'll do our production here. And I think okay, now we're well over the 100 there, so now, in terms of production, so now it's going to be way more efficient. I can actually make this storehouse and not feel as bad about it. So we'll do that in terms of wasting a ton of production. There we go. Alright, so we've got a little bit of scouting left to do. Check out the ocean up here. Find the ocean is generally a little bit safer than being on land for a scouting unit, although not always. And that's going to more or less do it for our turn. So I think what we'll do there is we'll actually call this an episode. So you can see there we've done a pretty decent job of scouting at least to the north. Now we've got to scout more to the west here and find out kind of what else is around us. But we've really solidified our grasp here as we've now converted both of our vassal cities into our actual cities. And we're continuing to work now on basically improving them, upgrading them, continuing to level up our forces as well. So all in all, pretty decent episode. As I said, we're going to save it right here. So we'll call this one episode 3. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.